What's going on, you guys? It's Keith Carnes here, and welcome to the 48th episode, camera went out of focus there, of Is It Real? And with this marks only 2 more episodes after this, and then the series is officially going into retirement. As always, before I start these videos, I want to thank everybody for the ongoing support. And yeah, so if you have one you want to see, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. But remember, I only have room for 1 suggestion. So if there's something you really want to see before I put this series into retirement, please leave it immediately before I find something for the 49th episode. I already have 50 ready to go. So with that being said, let's get into it. Today we are talking about human cloning. Now, we've been over we've been over 47 prior topics, now 48 including this one, but 47 prior topics where we've talked about a series of different things, but primarily this series was actually started off of a random video I made talking about UFOs and aliens. Now, that was all the way back, I think, in 2012, so about three years, maybe a little over 3 years ago since the first video. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because cloning is something that could fall down into the very same kind of thing as like aliens and UFOs. So today we're talking about the possibility that the government has not only accomplished cloning, but is actively doing it and is keeping it suppressed from us, just like something like aliens or something like that, where they have alien contact, they have alien technology, they have flying saucers, but they're keeping it from us, like how we've talked about this in Area 51 videos and stuff like that. I've made multiple Area 51 videos, so definitely interesting there. So human cloning is definitely a very, very interesting thing in the aspect of it would do, I don't know, like, how people would really react to it. I know that there would be people like me where it wouldn't really bother me. I mean, if the government came out and said, yeah, we have a cloning program, if you want to be cloned and you want to clone of yourself to be walking around, you can do this. Though obviously something like that would never happen, even if they did accomplish cloning. Even if they have cloning right now, they would never allow you just to order a replica of yourself, basically, a complete identical twin, to be born a human and have them look just like you and have the same character traits as you, because first of all, it would make really no sense, and secondly, it would overpopulate the earth a lot quicker than we're already doing. So this is something that they would definitely be using for a more strategic purpose. Now, of course, when you get into the world of cloning, something that definitely comes to a lot of people's minds, if you're a Star Wars fan as much as I am, you think about the clones from the Star Wars universe. Could they clone one person, one soldier, like an elite soldier, like a guy that is just one badass guy that is not afraid to do anything, he's not afraid to go out there and whoop the enemy's ass? Could they clone this one man and make a army of elite soldiers? Now, this too is a very big possibility. They could in fact use human cloning to make an army of clones to go and fight. Now, of course, this will probably also never happen because you have the whole argument of, it being immoral, because even though this person is a direct clone of you and whatnot, they still have feelings, they're still human, they still have, a heart, a soul, they're still, flesh, blood and bone. These are still people that we're talking about, and not just things like as if we were to create a Terminator where it's just a machine, and, obviously people don't really care if a machine goes out there and gets blown up. At least not as much as if a human being did. Just because it's a clone of somebody doesn't mean that they're, garbage. So this is all, another thing there too. Now, do I think that they have accomplished cloning on humans? Absolutely, I do. I think actually, not only do I think that they can do it, but I think that they have done it. I think that it actually has been done, just to see if they could do it. Now, there has been, of course, stories just like, about aliens and UFOs coming out of Area 51, where people have talked that Area 51, as well as other places, have been experimenting in human cloning and have actually succeeded in human cloning. But, of course, don't let those human clones out in the real world. They keep them suppressed. As I said before, I don't really think that cloning has as much benefits as people think. I think that's something that's a lot of people don't really think through, is exactly what would they accomplish by cloning people. not really much to anything. I think it would be a lot more interesting if they were actually able to clone a dead person that's already dead and bring a current version of them back, like bring them back to life. So let's say, example, let's just use John Lennon as an example, because some crazy guy that bought his tooth said he was going to use the DNA from John Lennon's tooth to resurrect Lennon, which obviously will never happen, nor will it. I don't even think that would be legal, even if he found a way to do it. But let's just say they wanted to do something like that, maybe bring back John Lennon, maybe bring back Jimi Hendrix or somebody like that could come back and produce more music, and maybe get a second shot at life, even though it's not the same person, but it is. But do I think that they would ever do something like that? No, I don't, because I think there would be too much outcry against it, and it would definitely be going against nature. I think that's really the biggest thing, is that now you're messing with life, now you're playing God, so to speak, and I think that a lot of people would have a very hard time dealing with that. I don't think many people could accept it. And I think there would be a big outcry. So like I said, I don't really see where cloning really has a place in our society, at least with people. Now, if you want to clone, like, chickens, pigs, and cows to feed the world and keep feeding and not have to worry about these animals being a shortage, okay, or an endangered species like the white tiger, if you want to clone a bunch of white tigers and make a shitload of them where they're not near extinction anymore, hey, I'm all for that. I don't see anything wrong with it myself. Some people, of course, would disagree, and that's okay, but me, I don't see a problem with doing it with animals. But I don't think human cloning really has a place. I would be interested in it to see it, but it's not something that I would, push for and say, yes, we need to human clone, because like I said, I don't really think it has a purpose nor a place in society. Not in the past, not now, or in the future, in the foreseeable future. I don't really see a purpose in it, because I don't think it would really benefit us much. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think human cloning exists? I personally do think that they have done it just to see if they can do it, but I don't think it's going to be something that they're going to release in the future. I don't think human cloning is going to be, something in the future. I think it's just something the government has, dabbled in. But, we do know animal cloning exists, so does human cloning exist? That's the question. So this is Keith Carnes. I'll see you guys in the next. Thanks for watching, take it easy, and thanks for the support.